What's up? It's another Friday night here on Eavesdrop. I'm here with my homies, Kyle and Sarah. And by the way, it's episode 3. What's up, guys?
What's up?
How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
How are you guys?
I'm doing.
You're just doing?
I'm doing.
Oh, honey.
Doing.
Keep doing.
Keep doing. Do it real good.
Boom, boom,
Do
boom.
do-
Boom.
So today's April 21st.
It is. Happy April 21st,
Yeah, happy
Kyle.
April 21st.
Happy April 21st to you. And do you know what movie comes out today?
Would it be Super Mario Brothers?
Good guess though.
Batman 27.
I feel like we're kind of in Batman season a little bit, but no. So the movie that comes out today, and I'm so thankful this movie's finally coming out to theaters, is Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, fuck
I
yeah.
can't wait to see it. Looks so scary.
Evil Dead Rise. It's what nightmares are made of.
Yes.
It looks great, doesn't it?
No,
Wow,
I don't want
come
anything to
on.
do with that movie.
Really, I can't wait.
I am so glad that it's in theaters now, and they're going to stop promoting it on like national commercials.
Oh, you're just glad it's finally
If-
out so you can stop
okay,
seeing the commercials?
Every time the commercials come on,
Every time.
every time I either close my eyes or I change the channel.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
funny.
stop.
No, man.
Oh,
No.
come on. It freaks you out that bad.
No, I want nothing to do with
Why?
that. I
Are you
want
scared?
nothing to do with that.
Are you
no,
scared of it?
it's I think the word is terrify.
What terrifies you?
Yeah, that's so funny, Kyle.
You know, like her eyes, her mouth, like
Yes.
the intricacies to the disgustingness of the woman.
Yeah.
I just no way. I want nothing.
Do you like horror?
No, I like paranormal,
Paranormal
but
stuff?
not horror.
So, Conjuring,
Yeah,
that didn't freak you out? Because that was a freaky movie.
yeah, it did. I think if memory serves me correctly, I probably didn't watch the whole thing though.
How about Sinister? Did
Nope.
you watch?
Nope.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. We seen Conjuring, me and Sarah, at the drive-ins. Yes?
Yeah, but remember,
No, we didn't. We seen it at the movies.
I always had a hard time with scary movies or anything violent at all. And I remember I wanted to watch Night of the Living Dead. Was it?
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead. That's the
one
first one.
No, the one where they're in the mall.
In the mall.
It's not Zombieland. It's Night of the Living Dead. They're in the mall.
Yeah.
It's the 90s version or
No.
early 2000s.
No, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
Anyhow,
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn
Thank
of
you.
the Dead. Yeah,
Thank
that's
you,
a great
thank you.
movie.
Loved it. So you had it, you brought it home on DVD, and I wanted to watch it. But it was so scary, I had to watch it in 10-minute increments and turn it off. It took me so long to get through that movie, and then I was like, well, it wasn't that bad.
It's kind of funny that, we've watched Amityville Horror together all like, what was it, like 1, 2, 3, and 4 on one Sunday night or
Yes.
Sunday
You
afternoon.
guys had an Amityville marathon.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
watched them all, and which is kind of funny. Those are pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
You still won't really watch those,
I've watched them.
but you won't watch the one with the,
The Exorcist.
you won't watch that.
I watched The Exorcist once, and I would never watch it again because that movie terrifies me.
Yeah. Right. You know what? And it's the blood. For me, I'm just anything with like a lot of blood. That's like I could never work in healthcare. You know
Dude.
what I mean?
But I want to point out how terrifying The Exorcist is. Like these other movies, they don't add up to what they did to The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Because The Exorcist is terrifying.
Yeah.
By far, like the new one that's out. What's the name? The Evil Dead what?
Evil Dead Rise comes out today.
Yeah, that is still not as scary as The Exorcist. I don't think there is a movie as scary as The Exorcist.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, let's see it first. We have to see the movie.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
sure it'll be out for like streaming in a couple, like in a month or two. So you guys could let me know how it is.
I'm probably gonna rent it tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's out on like Prime, I'm watching that shit.
Yeah, we'll probably watch it tonight. I would be very excited to
Yeah.
watch that.
Oh, we
Yeah.
did watch a movie. We watched 65 million years ago.
Oh, with
Oh.
the dude. Yeah, with
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. Yeah, he's in the Star Wars movies too.
Yep. And the story is that it takes place 65 million years ago,
Sure.
and he lands on Earth on accident. And they land on Earth, and I'll tell you, everything on Earth at that time will fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it is. Him just trying to survive, not to get eaten.
Cool.
Oh yeah, spoilers.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
you haven't seen it, sorry.
What's that on Prime?
No, we rented it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's out in theaters.
It is on Prime, but we rented
it
we
through
rented
the on
yeah.
demand, the early release or whatever.
Yeah, it was like $20. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't beat it.
No, because you take 2 people to go to the movies. If you get all the fixings, it's like $7,500 night.
Well, it was just me and Sarah, but everybody in your house could watch it.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I mean, for $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, as many as people watch it at once.
Exactly.
That's a
And
great
you had
deal.
it for 2 days. Just about a day and a half, I think we had it.
Yeah, maybe. It was good though. I enjoyed it. I recommend it. Booyah. So what's up, motherfuckers?
How about claiming some money?
Claiming some money
I
on
think
what?
all of us could do it.
From Facebook?
Yeah, $725 million.
700.
How many people are in America?
Well, you had to be in
350.
America. You had to have an active account sometime between 2007 and 2022.
Well, yeah, we were on Facebook then.
I think a lot of people were. Yeah.
What's the website for it? Do you know?
Yeah. So it is. Sorry, I had it. I was like ready to pull it up, and now I'm not ready.
I really got to load the the Jeopardy thing.
It would, and then you wouldn't have to cut the clips.
Oh, no, I have to cut the clips because you mentioned cut the clips. Edit.
Oh man, come on! That makes stuff so hard to find.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They do.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So
A website has been launched. Yeah.
the website.
Okay, it is Facebook userprivacysettlement.com.
Oh, you hear that?
User privacy.
Facebook userprivacysettlement.com.
So there's what, 350 something million people in the United States?
Yeah.
How much everybody would get?
Probably only going to be a couple $100, I would imagine, if that.
I got a settlement the other, something for like AT&T or something. I had AT&T a long
Was it a class
time.
action?
Yeah, and I got hooked up, dude. I made so much money off of it.
That's awesome.
You know how much I made off of it? You're gonna be fucking blown away.
$2,000.
17 cents.
Oh. You had me rolling for a minute. I thought it was going to be like a nice payday, 17 cents.
Yeah, it's not even worth trying. What are you gonna cash?
No.
17 fucking cents.
Did they send you a check for 17 cents?
Yeah. It was like, come
That's
on.
unbelievable.
I know,
Really?
right?
Could you be any more insulting? What the fuck? 17 cents. Damn it.
It's not worth the paper it's written on. You know
Fuck
what I mean?
no.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm gonna go deposit my 17 cents, you fucking asshole. Yeah, thanks.
It's like a kick in the crotch.
Kicking your nuts.
Yep.
Kicking the balls.
The saccharonis.
Sackerdoos.
Yeah, so, Facebook can pay us all whatever they're going to pay us. That's interesting.
They're always fucking stealing our information anyway.
Speaking of stealing information, listen to this. The FBI issued a warning recently not to plug your devices into those public charging stations because people are somehow hijacking the information and stealing information from people, basically pirating information, hackers, scammers.
Oh yeah, they do with the I've heard about the gas station. When you put your card in, you put
the
in
skimmer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's in ATMs.
Yep.
So yeah, this ain't anything new.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you know?
Have you guys ever used one of those public charging stations?
I have.
I've never. Sarah has
You
because
have?
she travels
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't traveled in
years.
a year.
It's years, isn't it? Years.
It's been a year. I've been home for a year.
Yeah. As far as the FBI and the issuing the warning, I just find it interesting because there was a bust on the west side.
Yep.
And the person that got busted was working with Genesis Market. Have you guys ever heard of that? Yeah. So
Not before I.
So
saw the
Genesis
news.
Market is like an online database where you can buy stolen information.
Oh, fucking scumbags.
Yeah, and there was somebody like over on the west side that was kind of all hooked up selling out.
I had my identity stolen.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks real bad. I had to go through some shit.
Did they get like all your information?
And then we started getting bills.
Yeah, that's how I found out. I started getting bills for Verizon. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And it like
so they had your name, they had your address,
social security number.
Oh shit.
All that shit to open up a phone, but they didn't even they're not even fucking decent criminals. I would have at least went out and got myself like a fucking dope ass iPhone or something.
Yeah.
They didn't even go that far. They just got a burner, probably doing some illegal shit.
Yep.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I called them, and it was like this whole big ordeal, but it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So, watch your shit.
At the time you were looking for jobs. So I remember us thinking that had happened as a result of your job search.
Yeah, that was interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I went for some jobs, and so when you go for I remember when you go for a job and they make you fill out the application,
you got to put down your information,
your social security number, right? So after that, I won't do it unless I'm getting hired. Then you can have my social security number. But if I'm not getting hired, you don't fucking need it.
That's a really great point, because when I was living in Las Vegas, I went down to the Strip, and I thought I was going to get like a job on the Strip, and I filled out an application, gave all my information. Next day or day later, all my entire checking account wiped out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So if you're gonna go and you're applying for a job, don't put your social security number down at all.
No, they don't.
There's no need for them to even ask for it.
It's so funny you mentioned that, because I've been looking for some employment recently, and I've been going places to explore opportunities. I got an email today, and let me see. I think I might have deleted it, but it was like the most scammiest email. It had my full name, and it had Microsoft at the bottom of it. So they tried to make it look real legit. It was like groupme.meetup.com or something. It was just, you could tell it was just had scam written all over it.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
It's you apply for these jobs, and especially places like Indeed and Monster. It's all garbage. It's all scams. And they're just stealing your fucking information. So you're sitting there applying for jobs, giving out your information.
It's just as bad on LinkedIn.
So almost to the point where there's no safe place to look for a job.
Agreed.
I think we're going to have to use AI.
I just heard a really interesting application for AI. There's an AI called Sybil or Sybil, and it can predict cancer from a CT scan.
Ooh.
So it takes the CT scan and the information, and it can predict if a person is going to develop cancer or not.
That's pretty intense.
And then they can go on a course of treatment from there, that the doctors prescribe. But these applications that these AI can take on are just out of this world.
How about that Google, what's it called? What's that supercomputer they have?
Oh, is it Watson?
The
or something?
Quantum computer.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Where we watched a thing with those scientists.
I do remember watching, but I don't remember the.
I think so. Listen,
but yeah, okay.
My information is going to be all fucked up, but there's going to be some truth to it. So this is how it's going to go.
All right, let's go with it.
So I remember a bunch of scientists, something to do with the Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
Is it the Hadron?
Yeah, particle collider.
Yeah, the particle collider. I think it's in Switzerland or someplace. And it wraps around like the city, I believe. Like they have this big tube that goes around. So they updated it or something. And Google allowed these scientists to use their computer to kind of map out some shit. And they had all these like top physicists, really important people who know what they're fucking doing.
Yes.
So they get all their shit together. They get hooked up with Google, and they put all their theories or whatever into the machine, and the machine fucking validates what they're doing.
I came across a story that I had to take some attention to this, and it was a middle school in Washington State. And you know how in COVID times there was those dividers?
Oh yeah, they were everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it looked like they had taken the dividers, the school did, and put frosting on either side of the divider.
So you can't see through them?
No. And then the teachers and the students were having a licking contest.
What do you mean licking?
Yeah, what do you mean licking? So that they would take turns running up to the divider screen, this piece of plastic, and licking frosting off of of the divider. It was the most disturbing thing. I guess like there was some outrage by the parents, and I'm like, oh, you think? Like, who would have thought that would have been a good idea? Here, let's have a licking contest. But so what it looked like is you had an adult, and then you had a child, and they were licking like each other's faces, but the only thing was dividing them was this divider.
Yeah, they're on opposite sides.
Right, they were on opposite sides of the divider.
Okay, so yeah, I picture it's a piece of plexiglass.
Yes.
And they put frosting on each side.
Yes.
And they would run up to it, and they would lick it off.
Yes.
And then what?
And then I guess like everybody would take turns. Like there would be
licking the same spot.
Yeah, it was really messed up, man.
That person needs to be fired.
You're right. Those people, like whoever thought that was a good idea, who planned that,
was an idiot.
They got to get checked out.
Yeah, they got to go.
Oh yeah,
that's some weird shit.
That's bizarre.
Hey, Mom, Dad, I went to school today. We're licking.
Had a licking contest.
Yeah.
What's a licking
with the teacher?
Contest? Yeah, exactly with the teacher.
We were like, what are you talking about? What did you lick?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
All right, I'm gonna make a phone call right now.
I'm gonna have to go fucking crack some skulls.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I saw that and I was like, one, why is this a news story? And then two, I'm like, oh, because this is totally just out of this world disturbing.
Oh, I got another fucked up story. How about the Dalai Lama and the tongue?
What did he make? What did he make? He made the kid suck his tongue or something?
Supposedly.
So
yeah.
Like, what the fuck? When you make people turn into, when you treat people like they're gods,
right?
That's what you get. They do whatever the fuck you want. And you want to know something? They're all fucking weird anyway.
Yeah.
You're like, who does that?
I did hear that, and that was just like, come on. Like,
it's like, really, dude?
What religion is the Dalai Lama? Is that Buddhism?
That's Buddhism, right?
Yeah.
He fucked that all up.
Yeah.
Could you double check that? Because I know once people start hearing this, they're going to be...
You want me to see if the Dalai Lama is Buddhist?
I just want to state that...
Is the Dalai...
Some of this shit is not researched very well.
Sure.
Some of it
could be hearsay.
It's all... take
this all with a grain of salt, folks.
All of it, so...
Yeah, we're just having fun. It is Friday night, by the way.
It's Friday.
Okay, is the Dalai Lama Hindu or Buddhist? The Dalai Lama is a title given to the Tibetan people. Given by
Tibetan.
It is a title given by the Tibetan people to the foremost spiritual leader of the Gelug or Yellow Hat school of Tibetan Buddhism.
Oh, so it is
the newest and most dominant of the four major schools of Tibetan Buddhism. So it's just like Christianity, where it's got
another
all
religion.
Of its,
yeah.
They got their pope.
Different flavors.
They get he's like their pope.
Of a specific flavor of Buddhism.
Oh well, he's a weirdo. He's a fucking
weirdo. I'm really glad I kind of not left religion by the wayside, because again I have a spiritual thought in my mind, but man, like organized religion is just like,
there's a difference though. I mean, you could be spiritual, and spiritual doesn't mean you have to go to a church and do their sacraments and do all these things. And what blows my fucking mind, I'm just gonna say it, is that I'm amazed that people show up to Catholic churches every fucking Sunday, or even put their kids at their schools after all that shit they've done to those poor people.
Sure.
Poor children.
Yeah.
Kids.
Hundreds, thousands.
Girls and boys being groomed.
Yeah, and worse than that, and more and more.
All these religions, a lot of these Christian religions do shit like that. Even from the fucking Mormons to the Catholics to the, born agains. All that shit. It's just, they just prey on people.
Everybody's got their skeletons.
Exactly.
Everybody's
I think, being spiritual and your own is way better and healthier.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like having a house religion.
Yeah. You just, there's, we talked about it in one episode, or I don't know if we did, but we talked about, do we have souls?
Yeah.
You said, I believe we do. You said you do. And I do too.
Yeah.
And I do too. But I don't think you need to go to church or be part of something to believe in that.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm right there with you, and that's coming from somebody who went all the way through Catholic religion school up through confirmation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm right there with you on that.
I would never support any organization, especially like the Catholic Church or any other one that abuses fucking children. So fuck them.
There you go.
And on the soul front, I've working in long-term care, took care of a lot of people on their last days, and really spent the last minutes with a lot of different people dying. So many people I can't even remember them. I can't remember them or their names. But like a lot. And I tell you that when a person dies, they are obviously, the soul is gone. Like there's such a de-animation that happens when a person dies.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you say of course, but it was shocking.
It's not anything I've ever experienced myself.
It was shocking to me.
I've never been in a situation where there was like someone passing or someone, died.
I have.
So, yeah, I haven't. I have not.
I have.
I've cared for the dead bodies though, and prepared the bodies for the families. So I've been like, I've had to totally clean a person that I was having a conversation with an hour prior. Hour prior and prepare them so that they look nice for their families. And it is so strikingly odd when the body is deanimated.
Well,
that's the only way I can describe it.
Deanimated.
There's no doubt in my mind that we have a soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that, Sarah. I absolutely do.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing to see.
Mm.
It's weird and it's uncomfortable and it just makes you really think. It really makes you dive deep.
Mm.
Came across this really weird YouTube video. It was on the channel Criminal Psychology.
Yeah.
And this woman locked her boyfriend in a suitcase and he suffocated and died.
It's usually the other way around. I don't know if it's good for her, but I mean that's different.
But they were I think they were drunk wasted. So. And she took she
terrible.
incriminated herself because
That's
awful.
awful.
She had pictures taken. Like I think it was all a joke. And I didn't watch the full episode, but I'm pretty sure they did like a really long interrogation on her and stuff like that. But I just could not believe that he passed away because he was locked in a suitcase. It's like,
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's horrible.
I mean, how big was this fucking suitcase?
Yeah,
because I wouldn't fit in a suitcase.
No, right.
You're not fitting in a suitcase.
No, I'm not.
I wouldn't fit in a suitcase.
So what the fuck?
Yep.
What do you like?
The things you see on the internet.
What are you like 3 foot tall?
Maybe he was the smaller statured person.
One
of those skinny, flexible people.
Skinny, flexible person getting that suitcase.
Yeah, like fold yourself.
Like a contortionist or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A while back, me and Sarah was all into black magic.
Sure.
So it wasn't called black magic. It was what was it called? It was on YouTube. It was basically people that would mind fuck you with
Dark psychology?
No, it was magicians.
Okay.
And they would just mind fuck you.
Okay.
So they would do shit, and he'd be like, "What the fuck?" And I forgot what they were calling it. I think they were calling like black magic.
I think
they
were calling them black magic magicians, but it was basically street performers.
Yeah,
sure.
Like David Blaine type stuff, but they were doing things that were really like, what the fuck did you just do? Like, I don't even understand. And people are like, oh, that's black magic and stuff. And we would go down the rabbit hole and you would start watching all these different videos.
They would pass like a quarter through a glass. I don't understand how they do that.
Literally.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff like that.
Anyway, it's a video, so you don't know like what's being done. Say we're in a restaurant, we're chilling, we're eating dinner, and some dude comes up like, hey, you want to see magic? And all of a sudden he has like a fucking film crew with him, right?
Yeah, right.
But he's passing quarters
that's
through
when that's when you know you're in trouble, when the magician's got the film crew.
Oh, yeah,
you're in trouble. You should get ready to lose some money.
But my man is fucking putting quarters through your glass, and you're right there with him, and you're like, I don't understand how you just did that. That's fucked up. Yeah. Or even when David Blaine he would be like, hey, think of something, think of a friend, they'll write it down, he'll start it on fire, and they'll lift up a shirt and they'll rub it on his shirt, and a name will appear across his stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to know. I mean, we won't tell anybody. We'll just keep it
It's
between
it's
the three
against
of
the
us,
covenant
and we'll
to
only
do that.
talk about it when we're podcasting.
So they're calling that shit like black magic.
Back when I was doing TikTok, there was a guy who would give away all the tricks of the trade as far as magician goes. Yeah,
really?
and his whole channel was just giving away the.
Did he get blacklisted? Probably.
No, he was super popular, as far as I remember.
Really?
I
Because I
bet.
know a lot. I know magicians
Yeah,
that there's this code, and you never. It's like you never talk about Fight Club,
sure, right.
and that's what a magician is.
Yeah,
and you're not supposed to. So if they do it, I can only imagine what kind of shit you had to deal with.
I'd really like to go to the Magic Castle in California.
Is that
I don't
Disney?
think you can get in. No.
You need an invitation.
Yeah.
If you probably
Invitation.
need to even be able to say the word invitation to get an invitation.
I've never heard. So there's something called the Magic Castle.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a secret society of magicians.
Did you guys know there's a whole area in Florida that is owned by Disney that's called like the district or whatever? And they're fighting with DeSantis pretty hard.
Yeah, I've seen some of
No.
that shit.
Yeah.
I know they're fighting with DeSantis. I'm not really sure.
Because
I think it's
what
the
they're
don't say
fighting
gay.
all
I think
about.
it's the don't say
Is
gay
that
thing.
what it is?
yeah,
I think
and,
so,
and
yeah.
then they're coming down on about the LGBTQ or LGBTQ, and something about that. And Disney's like, fuck you. We're gonna have parades.
Yeah, right.
So
exactly.
go fuck yourself
Right.
because it doesn't matter to us. Good for you, Disney. Keep it up.
And so like I think Florida's trying to like take over and take away maybe the sovereignty that Disney enjoyed in this certain part of Florida. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think because they have their own police station and their own.
What Disney does?
Yeah.
They do have their police. Because I know, I think it's like Jack Daniels or one of those big distilleries has their own fire department and all that stuff
Sure.
on their land. But matter of fact, you guys actually have parents that are at Disney right now.
Yeah.
We
true
do.
that.
We do.
That they're
A mother and a father.
And they're-
and
And
and I could tell you
And
that
their
like they're
dog.
loving life right now.
they really look like they are.
What is it? Fort Wilderness?
Yes, and it looks like a blast, and I want to go. I'm ready to retire.
I need
there.
more pictures.
Mother, we need more pictures.
I need more pictures
Yeah.
because
Send pictures.
just
Mother.
it's a sign called they're standing next to the Fort Wilderness sign, and Mom sent a picture of her Minnie Mouse fingernails, and that was funny.
yeah,
But I want more pictures. I want
Yeah.
like pictures of food and stuff,
in videos.
videos.
I
There's
agree.
I've always wanted to do the there's the part where they have like all the countries,
Yeah,
and so you could go to like each different country
I
and
think.
have different.
What do they call it?
foods
Is
and
that
shit.
Epcot?
I don't know.
yeah. I think it might be Epcot. Yeah.
I
But
don't think we've ever.
I would
done
love
that.
to do that and just go around and just drink all the beer.
Yeah.
Drink
I
all the
wanna eat
beer.
I heard they got great pizzas in Italy at Epcot. It's like the best pizza ever.
I would
I would love to go.
That would
That would
definitely
be
get down
like
with
a
that.
really fun thing to do.
So our parents are driving around in an RV, and earlier I had asked you guys if you've ever plugged your cell phones or whatever into a public charging station. Well, I came across this video again on the internet, and it was like somebody's cell phone on an airplane. Have you guys been on an airplane lately?
Yes.
I haven't,
Well,
but
not in
Sarah
a year.
has.
Sarah, you've been on an airplane within like the last year. Nate, you haven't been on an airplane in a while.
Right.
And I haven't been on an airplane since like 2020. So it's been 3 years. But I feel like in the news, if you pay attention enough, like every week there's somebody freaking out on an airplane.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
And this week it was this guy yelling at a baby.
I saw that.
Did you see it?
Yeah, what's the baby supposed to do?
And the funniest part of the whole, I thought it was like a bit that you would see on SNL.
Oh, yes.
It really was, because this guy was so upset. He's like, "We're in a fucking tin can," and the flight attendant is like, "Sir, you're yelling." He's like, "So is the fucking baby."
Like he just lost.
He lost his total mind
Yes.
on like while he's on an airplane.
Because
Dude.
he at some point seemed as though he was talking to the baby and saying, "Hey, baby,
Yes.
you know why I've given you 20 minutes." Like he was trying to reason with the baby.
Yes.
He's
Like, the
probably all
baby was
drunk.
just being
Wonder if he was
unreasonable.
He might have been liquored up.
But a sound of a baby crying will drive you fucking nuts.
I think
Oh,
it could have been.
yeah.
He could have been drunk off the baby's the sounds of the baby crying.
He just like,
He just
I
couldn't
had
take
enough.
it
Shut
anymore.
your fucking
That's
kid
why
up.
you have to have you have to, man, if you're going to travel, I highly recommend noise canceling headphones.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that they're gonna? Oh, they may. I don't know if this is like a fact or not, but the FAA is considering banning what they call lap babies. You know what that is?
I heard about
Is that when a baby sits in your lap and
Yeah,
you fly, so
exactly.
you don't have to have a seat for it?
Exactly. So the baby seat, you would hold the baby the whole time. And they were going to ban that.
To me.
And that's because there were some flights that had terrible turbulence and people got really injured because they didn't have seatbelts on.
Fucking kids are going flying.
And that's the thing. If there's terrible turbulence like these recent flights had, and you got a baby on your lap,
it's gone.
that baby's going to get messed up.
Yes.
Yo, hold on to your kid.
I mean, how has that never happened before?
I don't know.
I'm sure it has.
I mean, you would think in the grand scheme of things it's had to
Fucking,
happen before.
you got holding on to your kid.
But then they did the math on it. They were like, if you were doing 8 Gs from the turbulent force, like 8 Gs, and then the baby's weight, it's like a 500-pound bowling ball you're trying to hold on to. While you're trying to stay in your seat or whatever.
Oh,
me and Sarah had we had a terrible flight coming back from Vegas, and it was so bad that the plane was dropping in altitude.
I was just gonna say one of the most recent flights I've taken. One of the most recent flights I've taken was from Toronto to Peru. And I don't know, I didn't take any drugs, but I fell asleep shortly after takeoff, and I didn't wake up until we landed. And it was like
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was like
dude.
a time warp.
How many hours was that?
7.
You slept 7 hours straight, and you woke up. You're in Peru.
I was in Peru.
That is a time warp.
Dude.
Lisbon, Peru. It was like a
time
time
traveled.
warp. Yeah, it was nuts.
That's incredible.
You literally time
Air
traveled.
Canada or whatever.
You
it was
just
called.
fucking went to wait, in Peru? All right.
Yeah. And we hiked the mountains. That was an experience.
You could did some ayahuasca.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh, that had to be so cool,
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a bucket list trip right
Yeah,
there.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to go with my mom too, which was like even made it cooler.
Well,
That
yeah,
is cool.
the fact that you're able to do
And
it.
like she was, I think at the time, like
How many years ago was that?
2019 we went.
Oh, that's not that long
Oh,
ago.
so it was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So she was like 63, and she didn't do all the hills and all the mountains, but she did a lot of it. She got on a horse.
There's a big altitude change, isn't there?
Oh, we were up in the Andes Mountains.
I mean, I
let's
had to
talk
sit-
about your phobia with the heights, especially driving along cliffs.
I mean, it's real.
You know, there's a video of me. It's kind of funny.
It's kind of mean, but it's also kind of. So we're driving in the desert, mountain, Utah, New Mexico, Colorado area.
We were actually, I think it was like somewhere up in New Mexico or somewhere.
Okay, and I was freaking out, but I thought that we were. It's just my depth perception was off. And that happens when I'm in those big, wide open spaces. So it feels like I'm near the cliffs, and my brain can't tell that it's 200 feet away.
Sure.
And so I feel as though when we're driving very quickly, if we swerve, what I see in my brain happening is swerve, then we roll over, crash, and then go down the cliff. And everybody dies except for me, but I'm all tangled up and I slowly rip apart.
So,
Oh, God.
So these cliffs, let me tell you, these cliffs that we're driving along, if you're with us and you're driving and you look over, there's a house. And the house is really far. And on the other side of that house was the cliff. And we're nowhere near the cliff. The cliff's so far away. If we were to go off, or not going anywhere,
Yeah.
other than off to the bank. But in
Not
her
my
mind,
brain.
it was like there's no houses, there's nothing there. It's just a drop. I'm not gonna look. We're just gonna die. So you just keep looking forward. Don't look. I'm gonna look over. Nate, don't look.
Don't
look.
look.
Don't look. Keep
Go-
your eyes straight. Look forward.
2 and 10. Do the speed limit, but hurry up.
She's like, you have to look at 12 o'clock. Do not look. Do not keep going. Wait, you look, don't look. You're gonna kill.
Oh, I'm not even looking at you. I've got my eyes closed in the
No, but
back
you would
seat
freak out. She would freak out if I moved my head.
No, yes, of course.
Which she's right, because when I turn my head,
then
the fucking car turns.
Your head goes and the car goes
Yes.
with
Oh my
it.
God.
It happens all the time. Like, oh, look over there. Okay, so does the car.
Sure, no, totally.
So
Yeah.
this happens, and this happens when we're in the mountains. You think that, and we keep going into the mountains, and I love the mountains. I just hate the fact that this is what happens and how I feel when I'm there. And it's very confusing.
So I want to say something. I watched a video on Reddit that popped up, and it was 2 kids wrestling. Probably high school.
Backyard wrestling?
No, like professional wrestling, high school wrestling.
Okay.
Competitive wrestling.
Gotcha.
And apparently the one kid looked like he won and he pinned the kid.
Yeah.
So the match was over. You know, they're supposed to shake at the end. Fucking suckered, punched the other kid.
Oh, man.
Dropped him.
That's never
Oh,
cool.
no.
Just hit him so hard, too. The kid had such a fucking killer punch.
Yeah.
Dropped him. Dad comes running over like, what the fuck? Mom screams at him. And I remember watching the video, and the dad goes towards the kid, and the kid looks like he's still ready to fight. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, what would possess a kid to punch another kid in the face because they lost that round?
Yeah.
I wonder.
It's bizarre.
That's nuts.
And the kid was standing over there like his expression was no empathy at all.
He must have snapped.
Like no empathy.
Must have snapped.
He had no care. Like he just had no compassion, nothing. Like it was just gone. It was just like he was just so angry about it.
Have you ever wrestled like that? Like high school wrestling or collegiate wrestling, Olympic wrestling?
No, only fake wrestling.
I did. Yeah, right. Yeah, but I did in middle school for 1 year.
All right.
And I got pinned a bunch. We would go to wrestling tournaments. I was not that good. And these kids would get me in these moves and fucking slam me down. And then when you're getting pinned, like, it's not a good feeling. It's not like this. It's not like, oh, this is okay. Like 1, 2, 3, and hit the mat.
Right.
No,
did you want to punch the kid in the face afterwards? You did.
Yeah. You're furious.
You're upset.
So for that kid to punch him like that, he must have snapped. But it's still like so unsportsmanlike to do that.
Yeah, 100%.
So he must have snapped.
No self-control.
No, he must have snapped.
You ever been punched in the face before? And it sucks.
Believe it or not, no, I don't think so.
I've been punched in the face before when I was younger, and it sucks.
Well, I take that back. I got punched. Yeah, I did get punched in the face before. Yeah.
I didn't get knocked out or anything.
No, I didn't get knocked out. He broke my glasses though. Hit me with glasses on.
This kid's punch literally fucking dropped this kid, and the kid was curled up on the floor. I'm like, man, I wish I would know more of this story. I need to know more. The video, because I find videos being very misleading.
They can be for sure,
So-
especially with Reddit and Instagram where you're only getting 15 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even, yeah, exactly. So it's like, I need more. You know, I can't judge my opinion just on that. Like, what made this kid, I just want to know more.
And I think that's the downfall with social media. And I think maybe like the youth of America, young kids, they take that stuff for face. They take it like as if everything's real.
I could see that.
You know, they don't.
Do you think the youth does, or do you think I mean, my children question, but I know they're not children.
Well, they have a trained eye. Not everybody's got a trained eye.
People?
Question what you're seeing. You can't take it at face value, like you said.
You cannot.
Yeah.
You know.
You cannot. And I've been guilty of it. I'm not going to sit here and say I've never been gone down the rabbit hole and taken everything
I think we all have
as gospel.
But we have smartened up.
Yeah.
I would say if anything happened in the last 3 years, I think that people are starting to see things. I feel as though I am starting to see things more clearly, and I hope other people are as well. All right.
What do you think?
I appreciate the campfire, guys. I love the conversation. I'm loving our Fridays, and I'm loving our podcast.
Yeah, good shit. I think we're on our third episode, and
Thanks for listening, eavesdroppers.
It's been a lot of fun. Yep. Thank you.
it's been good. Yep.
Eavesdropped. Eavesdropped. Eavesdrop'd. Good night.